There's no way Rhea Ripley was falling for that.
Yo, WWE fam. It's time for another update here on WWE News Update. Smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's get into the ring of news. Dominik Mysterio just lit the fuse on what could become Judgment Day's biggest implosion yet. Backstage chaos, mistrust, and whispered betrayals are threatening to tear the faction apart from the inside. With a #1 contenders match looming and tensions higher than ever, Dominik's cry for help might not just bring allies, it could summon old enemies. Welcome to Ring 2 Reality, where every WWE twist hides a deeper story. Let's break it all down. The calm before the storm. The night opened with the usual buzz of Monday Night Raw, but there was a strange tension in the air. Something felt off, and fans could sense it even before the cameras turned backstage. Judgment Day had been riding a wave of dominance for months, but last week's crushing tag title loss had left emotional bruises that hadn't healed. You could see it in their eyes. Finn Bálor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dominik Mysterio, all moving like a family forced to eat at the same dinner table after a massive fight. The chemistry that once made them unstoppable now felt strained. And when Dominik stormed through the halls, fans knew something was about to break. Dominik Mysterio's breaking point. The camera caught up with Dominik pacing back and forth outside the Judgment Day locker room. His face told the story: frustration, fear, and the sting of failure. He finally shoved the door open and slammed it behind him. "We've got a problem," he said, his voice sharp, echoing through the tension-filled room. Finn Bálor barely looked up. Priest wasn't around, and Rhea Ripley's absence made the space feel even colder. Dominik's voice cracked with anger as he explained that Adam Pearce had just booked a #1 contenders match between Penta and Rusev. Whoever wins would face him for his title at Saturday night's main event. To Dom, it felt like sabotage. "He's got it out for me," Dom fumed. "I can feel it. He wants me to lose." But what made this confrontation explosive wasn't Dom's paranoia. It was Finn's reaction. Finn Bálor draws a line. Finn looked up slowly, his trademark cold smirk twisting into something darker. "We're not fixing your mess," he said, cutting through Dom's words like a knife. "We're taking back the tag titles you lost for us." The air in the room changed instantly. For the first time, it wasn't Judgment Day against the world. It was Judgment Day against itself. The tension was suffocating. Dominik froze, realizing that the one person he'd expected to back him just threw him under the bus. That one line from Finn wasn't just frustration, it was an indictment. The faction's foundation, built on loyalty and fear, was starting to crumble. Without Rhea to keep the peace and without Priest to mediate, the walls were closing in fast. The look that said everything. After Finn's cutting remark, Dominik stood there speechless. His lips tightened, his jaw clenched, and his eyes flickered with something that wasn't just anger, it was desperation. He looked around the room for backup, but there was none. The locker room felt empty in more ways than one. Finn turned his back and muttered, "Handle your business, kid." That moment was symbolic. The Judgment Day that once stood united was now fractured by ego and resentment. The camera lingered on Dominik's face, a mix of betrayal and brewing vengeance. And that's when he reached into his pocket, pulled out his phone, and muttered the 5 words that sent shivers through every fan watching. "I need their help. The mystery call." Those words have sparked endless speculation. Who was Dominik calling? Theories exploded across social media instantly. Some fans believe he might be reaching out to his old NXT allies, desperate for backup as Judgment Day turns its back on him. Others think it could be a shocking reunion with an unexpected name, perhaps Liv Morgan, whose complicated history with Dominik has been whispered about for months. Could Liv be the "they" he was referring to? There's also another darker theory, that Dominik could be calling someone outside WWE altogether, setting up a crossover shocker that would send the wrestling world into chaos. No matter who it is, one thing's for sure: Dominik is preparing to go rogue, and when that happens, alliances are going to crumble. A locker room divided. As the night continued, more signs of internal division appeared. Backstage cameras caught brief glimpses of Priest, arguing with production staff about his upcoming match, while Finn was seen on the phone, pacing, clearly frustrated. The once unbreakable alliance that terrorized WWE was showing cracks everywhere, and that's when Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez entered the frame. Two competitors who had no business with Judgment Day but clearly knew what was brewing. Raquel looked over and told Roxanne, "We'll handle our problem while they handle theirs." It was subtle, but the message was clear. Even the rest of the locker room can smell the decay inside Judgment Day. The aura of dominance is fading, replaced by distrust and desperation. The Judgment Day's future hangs by a thread. The fallout from this could reshape WWE's entire landscape. If Dominik walks away, or worse, turns against Finn and Priest, the Judgment Day dynasty could collapse. But there's another twist fans can't ignore. What if this is all part of a bigger plan? What if Dom's cry for help is a ruse? A setup to expose Finn and reclaim his spot as the true heir to the faction. After all, Dominik has learned from the best manipulators in the business: his father, Rhea Ripley, and even Finn himself. Final thought. The call that changes everything. Dominik Mysterio is standing at a crossroads. One path leads to redemption and unity. The other leads to betrayal, chaos, and a Judgment Day that burns from within. The words, "I need their help," might go down as the moment everything changed. Whether he finds allies or enemies on the other end of that call, one thing's certain: WWE's most dominant faction is about to face judgment of its own. Who's answering Dom's call? Drop your theories in the comments, hit that like button if you feel the tension brewing, and subscribe to Ring 2 Reality, where the storylines hit harder than the finishers, and every secret has consequences.